Good morning, everybody. Hey, y'all. Good morning. It's a great Saturday morning. We hope your day has started off amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Cynthia Greene, and that is
James Greene.
yes, and we are the founders of Marriage Built to Last, and we are America's favorite couple. That's what we've been told, okay? But you guys, we're so excited that you joined us this morning. This is one of my favorite times coming up. I'm so excited about the weekend. I'm excited about this coming week because guess what? It's our anniversary. Yes. So we are doing something really special next week. My hubby's taking me away. We'll share that about that just a little bit later. But y'all know what we always want to know.
Next week.
Oh yeah, we'll share it next week, I guess. But y'all, I want to know, what are y'all having for breakfast today? What did you have for breakfast already? Are you a coffee drinker? Did you have your coffee, your tea? Did you eat a full breakfast, some cereal? Like, what did you have for breakfast today, or what are you planning to have? Or are you doing brunch? You could be doing brunch. That's one of my favorite things. I love brunch. So just share it in the comments what you have for breakfast or what you are having for breakfast today. And so yeah, so you guys, today we're talking about our big why. And I'm going to share my side of the story, and he's going to share his side of the story. But first, we want you to do something. Hit that share button, because I promise you, somebody in your friends list needs what we are getting ready to talk about. So don't be selfish. Share, hit the share button. It's just a tap of the finger and share it out. Just share it out to your page, okay? So let's just jump right in it. Have any of you ever read the book by what's his name, honey? Simon Sinek. Um, what is it called, baby?
Big Why.
Your Big Why. That's not exactly the name of the book, but it's something like that. I don't know why I'm having a brain freeze this morning. It just left me. But he talks about your why. And so we figure it's our anniversary. Now is a perfect time to tell you guys why we do what we do. But not only are we going to share that with you, we're going to tell you why we are who we are, why we're like we are, why our marriage is like it is, why our life is like it is. I mean, we believe there is a reason. And so that's why this year our theme for our annual Couples Fest is create a blueprint for your marriage. Because when you have a blueprint for your marriage, you know what you want, you're going to get what you want. But when you don't know what you want, you're going to get all kinds of things that you may not necessarily want. So we're going to help you create a blueprint for your marriage at our annual Couples Fest coming up September 17th. It's just one day from 9 to 4. And we want you to come and learn some things, but also have some fun. We're going to be doing a lot of things, a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I guess it's my time to talk now. So when we talk about our big why, and when you think of why do you do the things you do? Why do you live the way you live? You know, why is associated with your purpose. Is your purpose your why? I do it because that is my calling. That is my purpose. That is why I do it. And then, like Cindy said, we're going to share our big why and why we do the things we do and why we're in this situation. You know, we truly believe that it's God ordained, that some of the things people do is God ordained, and that's why they do it. Why do you write a book? Why do you start a business? You know, why do you get married? Yeah. Those sort of things. Why do you do the things you do? And then when you think of it, does it bring you satisfaction? Is it because of circumstances? A lot of people say, well, I do this because it's my circumstances. That's why I do it. I was not fell into this, but it happened, say, maybe by accident. But now I found that it may have started by accident, but that's why I do it, because that's what I love doing. I feel that is my purpose. That is my calling. But sometimes you say, well, why do you do these things? Some people feel that you do them because you have no other choice. You always have choices. God gives you choices. You know, you have choices to do some of the things you do and some things you may not want to do. So don't sit back and say, well, I do this. This is why I do it, because I have no other choice. Oh, you have a choice. You know, you choose to do it. So is that your big why? A lot of people look at sometimes why they do it is because they have no other choice, which they do have a choice. You don't, just like, for example, we're going to go, you know, Cynthia said, well, John, we're going to go with a job. You know, you may have graduated college with a degree in a certain field. But once you graduate college, maybe you couldn't find a job in that field. So you got a job doing something else. And they said, well, why do you do it? Because I couldn't find a job in my field. But have you looked? Have you really tried? Have you doing what you're doing? You know, a lot of people go to college, and I'm going to get off of this tangent for a little while soon. But a lot of people go to college and they don't think of after you graduate college. You go to college, you go to college, say, I'm going to get a degree in this. But when I graduate, will there be opportunities in that field? Mm-hmm. You know, some people go to college and say, I'm sorry, general studies. What is that going to get you? I'm just saying, what is that going to get you? So don't try to sit back and say, I do it because I have no other choice. You do have choices. You have choices from the very beginning. It's what you choose to do. That could be why you do it, because you've chosen to do it. So don't say you do it because you have no other choice.
Right. So one of the questions I posted in the comments is, why did I get married? I'm sure most of us, especially African Americans, have seen the movie Why Did I Get Married? And then they had the audacity to bring out why did I get married too? So and people ask that question all the time, like, why did you get married? Is there a reason to get married? Should there be a reason to get married? So when we're talking about sharing our big why, we're sharing our big why on why we got married, why we help other married couples, why we do what we do, why we're so still in love after 15 years, why we have the lifestyle that we have. Like, we're sharing our big why. So let me just share why I got married to James. I don't know.
It wasn't love.
Yes, it was. I mean, like it's hard to explain.
So let me ask this. So do you feel that couples get married because they're in love? That's the only reason?
No, not always. I mean, if we're just talking about in America, but in other countries, they get married because it's arranged. They get married because that's just what was expected their whole life. They knew that that's who their parents had paired them up to marry. People get married because they're in love. People get married because they have a soul tie. People get married because they figure it's going to fix their problems that they're having while they're dating. People get married because the woman or the man is going to leave them if they don't. People get married for all types of reasons. But I think that I got married because when I fell in love with James, it was like there was just this connection, this bond, and this feeling inside of me that just would not go away. And I felt like we were destined and meant to be together for the rest of our lives. Like there was like no way I could live my life without him. And I wasn't going to just be his girlfriend. So, you know, it was about marriage. It was about eternity. And I believe it was a God thing. Like, I know that God joined us together because we had a spiritual moment, or let me change that. I had a spiritual moment with God, with James in church. So I know that I got married to James because it was a spiritual connection, and there was just something just tugging at me, telling me and pushing me that that's what was meant to happen. Why'd you get married?
I didn't have no other options. No, I'm joking. Well, like you said, I feel it was, you know, when you think of why do you do the things you do and why do you get married, you can say, yes, I love that person. And yes, I may be in love with that person.
Okay, don't try to fancy it up. Just be James. Be real. Why did you get married to me?
Because I felt that you were my soulmate. I felt that we had, like you said, a connection. I felt that not only did we have a lot in common, it was that, like, I couldn't live without you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
See, that's why I didn't really want to say it. But sometimes you feel like when that person is away from you, a part of you is missing. Mm-hmm. You know, and you want to be whole. When I think of couples getting married, do you ever feel that couples out there that are married or even dating in a serious relationship, do you feel when that person is away, or say that person goes out of town for work or go visit family in another state or whatever the case may be, do you feel emptiness? Do you feel like a part of you is missing? That could be why you need to marry that person, to make you whole, because you feel when when a couple is together, you want to feel whole.
Well, that's true, but a person shouldn't make you feel whole. You should feel whole
Right.
on your
I'm
own.
not saying that, but I'm saying
Like people will say he completes
like you
me
just
or
said,
she
no, like you
completes me.
said, I feel like I can't live without him.
Well, and that's true.
And you know you can technically live without you, but
So
you
you
don't
don't
want
mean
to.
it like some people
Right.
marry somebody because they feel like they make them whole
Right.
or make them happy. Nobody should make you happy. You have to have happiness within
yourself first.
already.
Right.
And you have to be a whole person yourself
Right.
already.
But just speaking
I understand what you mean whole, because the Bible says when two get married, they become one. So that oneness is wholeness.
Right.
So I mean,
because
I understand what you're saying. I just wanted to be clear
right.
on here.
Because when you feel that I'm by myself and she's by herself, it's like two halves coming together and making a whole.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. So that's why we got married. Share with us, why did you get married?
And please, if you're sharing, don't just say because I love him or I love her.
Yeah, there has to be more to
what is the reason behind it? Okay, maybe what made you fall in love? And you can't, sometimes you say, well, that person was fine and that man was handsome.
That could be it though. Some people get married because the person
like I always
good
say,
on their arm.
like I always say, men are visual. Men have to see something they like before they go after it. For example, if you see a car, man, I like that car, I'm gonna buy that car one day. Or you go to the dealership, or you go whatever it is, you go buy a new car and say, you know what, I want that car because I like the way it looks. I like the style of it. That's the same way when a man sees a woman. It has to be something that he likes, that he sees in her. Maybe her size, maybe the way she walks, maybe the way she dressed, maybe the way her hair, maybe it could be her career, what she does for a living. But a man is visual first, and they have to see something they like before they go after it, before they pursue it.
So that's why we got married. Let's just talk about now why we are still in love. Oh, okay. Why I am still in love after 15, 16 years? Well, I've been thinking about this, and I'm telling you, it's really hard to explain these things. Okay, I've been thinking about it because I knew what we were talking about today. And I believe that I am still in love because we stayed committed to the process and what we promised each other at the altar. Like that has not changed. We were in love at the altar. We stayed in love at the altar. We made a vow through sickness, through health, through rich, through poor. I can't even remember the rest of the vows, but we said those things and we've stood by it. And also, he kept his promises. There's so many things that we talked about, and that's why I say creating a blueprint for your marriage. We talked about some of the traditions we would have, like for the holidays and for dinner, eating dinner together at the table, praying together, worshiping together. What's some other things like, he promised me he would take me on a vacation every year for our anniversary, the weekend while we were on our honeymoon. It was a vow he made. It was a promise he made. He stuck by his promises. But not even just that. It's not about the things that he did. It's just that we just stayed connected as one this whole entire time. Like he's my best friend. He's the person I want to tell something first. He's the person I will talk to the most. He's the person I want to do everything with. Like, I don't care if I'm going to go buy a pair of flip-flops. Come on, babe, go to the store with me. We go to the store together to get whatever. And so we're just connected. So like my heart is still just talking about this. I feel it in my tummy. Y'all can't see me putting my hand on my tummy, but I still feel it in my tummy, how I feel for him and how I felt for him when we first got married. I still have those feelings. They have not gone away. When I think about us going away for this coming week, I just get excited because I know we're going to have a great time. We have a great time at home, honestly, but we're going to have a great time on this trip. So I'm excited.
So let me just say that for all of you out there, when you think of why stay together, think of those things that Cynthia just mentioned. You know, think of those things that brought you together in the first place. And maybe you may need to get back to them to continue with that why. Why do we stay together? Because he still does, or she still does, the things that they do when we first got together. You know, and that's why I think we stay together, and that's why I think that's our big why and why we stay together, because we're still committed to each other. We still do the things that we did when we first got together.
That's
you
true.
know, and you feel that, you know, I don't want to say fill up my love tank, but you feel people. Why do they write a book? Why do they start a business? Are you starting a business just to make money? Or are you starting a business because you love what you do? We stay together because we love what we do. We love not only each other, but we love, you know, I look at it as our big why, because we grow together. You know, you feel as time goes on, people evolve. You know, things change. But we're changing together. That's our big why, as why we stay together. When you think, like she said, about couples fest coming up and a blueprint for your marriage, think about that blueprint. That blueprint is the design. The design, how you want things designed. So you think of a blueprint for your marriage. You think of, how is your marriage designed? Is it designed for the long term? Or is it designed just for thinking a year or two ahead? It should be designed for future. And you know, when you think of design for future, you think of vision. And that's the key. Your vision for your marriage, your vision on where you're going. Because when you think of your big why, and why do you stay together? Because you feel that you haven't accomplished everything that you want to accomplish when you first got together. Let me repeat that. You feel you haven't accomplished what you wanted to accomplish when you first got together. Because when couples first get together, they have a vision on, well, here's what I dream, you know, maybe buying a house, maybe having 3 kids.
Unspoken, you got a vision
in your head.
What you
so
thought your marriage
when you get together and you're starting that journey together on why you got together and what you're envisioning, if you haven't reached that, that's what makes you stay together. So you can reach that milestone, so you can reach that goal together. You know, you're growing together. And as you grow, things change. Say, you may accomplish something that you want to accomplish when you first got married, but now you have accomplished that, you take that next step. You know, people always talking about, and I'm not changing the subject, people always talk about leveling up. You know, people always talk about going to that next level. So when you think of your big why do you get married? Why do you stay married? Okay, we have reached one milestone. Now let's go to the next milestone. Let's level up and go to where we want to go, that next, so to speak. You know, and I always say from here to there. When you're here, you want to go there. But once you get there, that is now you're here and you want to go there. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying?
I understand what
because
you're saying.
When you're single, right? You're here, you're single. Now I want to get married. That's going there. Now you found a person, you love the person, you found your why, you get married. Now you're there. Which that there now becomes here. I'm here, married together. So where are we going now? We're going there to that next level. Mm-hmm. So when you think of your big why, you think of you always want to accomplish things together. You always want to grow together. And that's why we stay together. Not only that we're in love, not only that we do things together, but we want to accomplish so much together. And then when you think of accomplishing things together, you think of accountability. We're our accountability partners. You know, then we talk about, we do vision and goal settings. We have goals. We have vision that we want to accomplish together. And when we push each other, that brings us closer together. That makes us more in love when we want to accomplish that goal and that vision together.
And we feel better about each other because he supported me and pushed me for me to be all that I can be and to get all that I was trying to get, and vice versa. But honey, you did a whole lot of talking, right? But people want to hear from your heart. So the question on the table was, why are you still in love with me?
I explained all that.
No, you explained to people about love and why they. I want to know, why are you still in love with me?
So you don't want to hear the answer that because I still love you. I'm still deeply in love with you. I'm madly in love with you.
Oh, I missed that part.
See, she missed that.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the next question.
And the things that we do together, I don't ever want to do them alone.
Okay.
And I so much enjoy doing them with you that I don't ever want that to end.
Okay. So the next question is.
Was that a good answer? Go ahead.
I mean, if it's your answer,
it is my answer. I'm asking now. How do they feel about that answer?
Of course, it's a good answer. So now we're going to talk about, why do we do what we do? and not with each other, but why do we do what we do for you? Why do we do this marriage business? Why do we help couples? Why do we care what happens to your marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we care? Why? That's really our big why. Our big why is not why we have the job that we have. Our big why is not why we have the house that we have. Our big why is what God has called us to do on this earth. And I know for me, God has always called me to relationships. Like, I know that's my big why, is to help people in their relationships. My master's is in human relations. And so I've learned how to help people in all types of relationships, not just marriage relationship or couple type relationships, but all types of relationships on the job, in your family, with your neighbor, a friend, whatever. But why do we do what we do? I'm going to show you why I do this business. First of all, I know that I'm called to help people, but we do this business now because we know that we don't want people to experience what we experienced in our first marriages. Okay, let me just say I.
No, I was gonna say you can say we because that's definitely how I feel. But go ahead. I'll explain mine.
I feel like I learned how to do marriage the right way. And I want other people to understand that there is a right way, not an only way. I'm not saying there's an only way to do marriage, but there is a right way to do marriage that will help you have a happy, successful, and prosperous marriage. And I believe that God showed me how to do that, not through a book, but through what James and I did before we got married, which was reading scriptures, praying together, and doing a fast all the way up to the day of our wedding.
Foundation.
We built the foundation based on God's word. I asked God, how do we do marriage your way? And he honestly showed me, and he walked us through it for 40 days. And even then, it took 8 years later before we actually started helping other couples and teaching them what God taught us. But I know that my big why for wanting to help you is because I know that you can have a successful marriage if you really want to, if you really have the right answers, if you stand by those answers, if you take action to those answers to your questions on, what will work. It will truly make a difference. And I mean, I'm just so serious about this. I'm so passionate about this. And I know that it's my big why for Marriage Built to Last. I know it's my big why for all the events that we have. They're all geared towards helping you to be better, do better, know better, want better, just better, better, better. And I'm telling you, I'm serious though. He's laughing, but I'm so serious, you guys. I don't want to see any marriage fail. When I hear about somebody's marriage breaking up, it breaks my heart. And we have come so far from I'm sorry, I've come so far from my first marriage. I would never bring what happened on my marriage to my ex. I was just as responsible. I didn't know how to be a wife. I didn't know the things that the Bible said about being a wife. I didn't know what it said about being married. And no, it's not just what's in the Bible, it's putting things into action, it's having a plan. And that's why we're talking about creating a blueprint for your marriage on September 17th, 18th. 18th. Okay, your turn.
Why, what, Marriage Built to Last? Why do we do what we do?
Why do we do what we do? Why do we help couples? Why are we passionate?
She kind of said it in a nutshell, but I'll expand on it a little bit because, like she said, to help couples, I don't ever want what happened to me in my first marriage to happen to anyone else. That's why I do it. Because let me be honest, I didn't think I was called to do marriage. And in my first marriage, I didn't know how to do it because, I told you about men being visual, but as children, we just model ourselves after our parents.
For the most part.
For the most part, right. Children are visual. Children see what their parents do, and the parents will say, do as I say, not as I do. And they end up doing as they do anyway. So having my mother working all the time, that's what I thought made a successful marriage. I worked all the time. At one point, I had like 5 jobs. You had the home, you had the car, you had the kids in school, you have everything you want. And that's what I thought made a happy marriage. But I didn't give the love, the communication. You know, I didn't cultivate the marriage. I didn't nurture the marriage. I didn't know how to be married. I just thought all those things
Didn't give his wife what she needed.
all those things I provided for, I thought made a happy marriage. But one day I came home from my second job and the house was empty. She took the kids and left. So why do I do what I do? Why? Because I don't want what happened to me coming home to an empty home to happen to any other person out there. You come home and that person's gone, the stuff in the house is empty and you're all alone. Because why? You didn't take care of the marriage the first time. So that's why I became prepared and certified. That's why I became certified life coach, so we can give couples out there what we've learned in how to build a strong and healthy and happy marriage. You know, like she said, that blueprint, laying that foundation, you know, because when you see a blueprint, that's how your home is going to be built. Blueprint for your marriage, that's how your marriage is going to be built. How do you want your marriage to be built? You want to be built the right way. You want it to be built on a solid foundation. You don't want it to be built on sinking sand. You know, so that's why I feel we do things. And plus, I enjoy doing life with her. I enjoy doing this business with her. I wouldn't have it any other way. You know, that's why we do what we do. You know, and let me be honest. I feel, and this is I feel, you can't run a marriage business or talk about marriage if you're not married. You know, I mean, I know some people do, and I'm not knocking those people, but it's hard to talk about certain aspects of marriage and to help married couples if, say, you've never been married or say you had a failed marriage. So if you had a failed marriage, how can you help a couple be successful and maybe you never had a successful marriage? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, and I'm not knocking people that do that.
Why you brought that up, but okay.
Because I'm talking about us helping couples as a happy, healthy, married couple.
Okay.
Why do we do the things we do to help couples? Mm-hmm. You know, to help.
Right, because we have success in our marriage.
We have failure and we have success.
Yes.
So we have both aspects of a marriage, a failed marriage and a successful marriage. That's what I was getting at.
Okay. So
you have to have the whole gamut in order to help another couple. Because as we coach couples, you know, as we counsel couples, you know, we let them know that maybe what they're going through, we've been through that. For an example, just a blended family. We're a blended family. So we can help couples with a blended family. We didn't always do it right the very first time, did we?
Nope.
But it built that way. So that's what I'm saying. So you have life experiences that you can help other couples in. And that's why we do what we do. Because I want, if she's saying me individually, I want to see healthy, happy marriages. I want to see couples stay together for a lifetime. You know, when you see people's grandparents or even people's parents, oh, my grandparents been together 50 years, or my parents been together 30, 40 years. I'd like to see that for all couples that get married.
Mm-hmm. So all we're saying is that we created a blueprint for our marriage. We, you know, we always say the key is communication. So we communicated about our finances. We communicated about our future, where we wanted to live, what state, what kind of house. We communicated about our careers,
right. Intimacy,
yeah,
everything you talk,
about intimacy,
everything you feel couples that break couples up. Mm-hmm. We talked about it.
Yeah,
and that's what we want to do. We want to help you build that blueprint because we're saying everybody's blueprint isn't the same. You can look and go into neighborhoods and you see different houses, the way they're differently designed. So that means every marriage isn't designed the same way. So we want to help you design a blueprint for your marriage, what will make your marriage work, what will make your marriage stay together, and what will make your marriage grow.
Exactly. So you guys, we want to see you successful. We want to see you win. Mm-hmm. No marriage is patterned after the other. We're not trying to help your marriage be like ours.
A cookie cutter.
Yeah,
no, we're not trying to do that.
Yes, we have a great marriage, but we do have our moments. We have our challenges. We have our times. But for the most part, I can say that we have not had a real argument in almost 13 years. We haven't had an argument.
And we'll be married 14 years Wednesday.
Yes.
So our argument that we had was in our first year of marriage.
Yes. So Wednesday, September 8th, it will be 14 years. I'm super excited. We're going away on a vacay.
Right. So let me say this. So since that was that first year, so, you know, people talk about when you get married, how the first 5 years or trying years.
Mm-hmm. Not for us.
Not for us.
Nope.
And that's how we want it for everybody. If we can help you eliminate all those trials and tribulations, that first struggle in the first year, the first 5 years, we would like to do that. That's what we love doing. And, and we always talk about, here's another reason why, because we feel if we can help one couple out there, we've done our jobs. If we can help one couple stay together, one couple to grow, we've done our job. That's right. And that's why we do what we do. That's why not only do we do it, we love it. We love doing it.
So do you really want a great marriage? Do you really want to be a great wife or a great husband? Do you really see your future? Do you really know what you want your future to look like in your marriage? Do you have a vision?
Come on.
Of what you would like to see in your finances, in your sex life, in your career or business, for your vacations, your wardrobe, even? Like, do you have a vision? Most of us do. We have a vision in our head of what we really want. But when is the last time you sat down with your mate, your spouse, your fiance, and talked about those things?
Right.
It's something that you need to renew and talk about every year.
And I would go more deeply into that and say, have you talked about the purpose? What is the purpose that you two are together for? Because we truly believe God brings couples together for a purpose. What is your purpose? Because if you find your purpose, you'll find your vision. Because all vision is purpose that you can see.
Oh my gosh, he's so good with that.
Because you think of your purpose. What is the purpose that you two are together? Are you working on your purpose? Because when you see that and it comes to fruition, that's your vision. Because like I said, all vision is purpose that you can see. And then when you think of purpose, purpose is a source of your passion. So what are you passionate about? That could be your purpose. Because we know a lot of times we meet people and individuals that they say, you know what, this bothers me so much. I'm passionate about this. And that turns out to be their purpose. And then when they work on that, it becomes their vision because they see it come to fruition. That's what all I'm trying to say is, remember, vision is a purpose that you can see, and purpose is a source of your passion.
Right.
So find out maybe something and that's where we like to help couples. Start out, what are you passionate about? What really gets you motivated? What really gets you moving?
You should know what your spouse is passionate about. I mean,
right.
That's so
important. But when you find out, is that your passion? So a lot of times when individuals have different passion, she may be passionate about one thing, I may be passionate. Talk about it, because trust me, it's a way to bring those passions together that becomes your purpose, and you discover why the two of you together, and you'll have vision for that.
So next week, while we're on, not next week, tomorrow, while we're on vacation, we leave tomorrow. We'll be sharing some short video clips with you guys.
She will be sharing.
Okay, I'll be sharing. I'll come on and talk to you guys.
I don't like coming on vacation. That's my personal time vacation.
Well,
just
I'm
like
going
when
to
you
be
leave
showing
your
you
job.
guys some of the things we're doing.
No. Let's say this.
Because y'all, James is going to be doing some things that I will not be doing, and I'm going to be videotaping him because it's going to be hilarious.
When you're on vacation from your job, if you have a 9 to 5 and you say, I'm going on vacation, do you answer calls from your job? A lot of people don't. A lot of people feel they shouldn't. Right, because you're on vacation. So Cynthia's going to be taping this because I'm on vacation. I don't do marriage. I don't do this when I'm on vacation because I feel that's my personal time. That's my time to relax, rebuild, reconnect, reestablish. Wait. What do you say? Relax, reconnect, rebuild,
restore, renew. Refresh.
I do that on vacation. So we're going to
No, he don't. He is busy, running around doing everything he can think of.
That's relaxing.
Okay.
But we're going to restore some things. We may rebuild something new.
Really?
Mm-hmm. We're going to reconnect.
Okay.
Like we always do anyway.
What are we connecting on?
We connect in a different way. No.
Okay, but you guys, we really want to meet you. We want to help you. We want to see you at Couples Fest 2021. It's our 5th annual conference. It's going to be in Greenbelt, Maryland. Just go to couplesfestexpo.com and you can get registered. We have a special just for you for our anniversary.
And just think, when you'll be able to join us on Breakfast with the Greene.
Yes, we're going to be on this show live.
And these topics that we're talking about, we'll be asking you about those that same topic,
Mhm.
those questions regarding
Some
those
different
topics. How do you
yes.
feel about that? Do you know what your big why is? Do you know the purpose that the two of you are together?
Mhm.
You know, what drives you? What are you passionate about? You know, because trust me, when you open up those lines of communication and you talk to others about it, a lot of times couples learn things about their spouse that they may not have known. Wow, I didn't know that. You know, or they'll realize, wow, we can bring both of our passions together, and that is our purpose.
Mhm.
You know, because you have to start somewhere.
That's true. So we'll see you guys on September 18th, and I've got to change our events on there because I have the wrong date. I have the 17th, but it's the 18th, Saturday the 18th from 9 to 4. You get to join us for breakfast. We're feeding you breakfast, you guys. You get to have a breakfast with us, and then we're going to have our show live, and you get to be a part of it if you choose to do so. We'll talk to you guys. Next weekend, we're going to have some of our speakers and vendors on talking to you guys, sharing some of the things that you're going to be doing and talking about and some of the products that they will have. We'll see you next Saturday, same time. We'll be back here in Maryland. God bless you. Have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor
The official,
Day.
unofficial end of summer.
Oh,
Unofficial.
I know. I hate summer's over. Oh my gosh. But
because just think, the seasons are changing, so it's time for you to make that change.
Oh, I know that's right. That's good, babe. That's a good way to end. And remember,
If you build it,
it will last. God bless you guys.
And we'll see you next time.